Hi everyone, I'm Star Chairs and welcome back to my channel where we analyze public figures and uncover PR strategies that others have missed. And today we're circling back to, where is it? Right here, to the interview of their engagement video, because this has always had it in the back of my mind of like, why don't we know this? It's almost been a decade and we still don't know this. And I believe this information is the key difference that's going to unlock the secret in the reality of Meghan Markle. It's a story that's always been a bit mysterious. Meghan Markle and Prince Harry, how did they meet? Who introduced them? There's two stories out there. So we're going to dive into that. Seriously, have you ever noticed how vague their story is? Or how it kind of sort of switches and morphs like very tiny bits, but they've shared so much about their lives, from the Oprah interview to the Netflix docuseries, but the details of their first meetings, that's still tightly kept secret, which is bizarre. And I feel like this is the key of what Meghan is hiding. But why? I don't understand. So let's break it down, because I couldn't sleep. I had to record the video today to get it out to you all. Because in their engagement interview right here, let me put myself next to Harry. Back in 2017, Meghan revealed that they were introduced by a mutual friend. And the way she took the conversation out of the hands, I wrote it down. So I'm like, I wrote down the timestamps, because I was like, after almost a decade, we still don't know who this friend is, because that's the kicker. She immediately followed up by saying that we're going to protect this person's privacy and not reveal her identity. But why? And why a decade later, almost a decade later, we still don't know who this person is? What? That's weird. And I'll play the clip for y'all, because I have like the timestamp that I reviewed this like 10 times before bringing it up to you all. In fact, there's also another clip that I want to. There's two clips. This is one of the important ones. The second one is just weird, but she immediately followed up by saying, we have to protect this person's privacy and not reveal her identity. And then fast forward to today, and we still have no idea who this mutual friend is. Why is it such a big deal to keep this person's identity hidden? Who are they protecting, or what is she hiding? I believe, just completely my belief, I believe that this is what holds the key to what she is hiding, or who she really is. Because if they tell us who really introduced them, we're gonna know who Meghan Markle is.
How did you first meet?
Yes, we first met. We were introduced actually by a mutual friend who
We should protect our privacy.
protect our privacy. Yeah.
Not too much of that.
And
Not talk too much of that. But why? That's super bizarre, because whenever you meet your spouse, I have two exceptions, right? From mutual friends, from like friends out here, that the only reason they don't want their parents or other people to find out why or how they met is because they didn't meet in the right way in their minds, right? And this always stuck out to me, of like, why are we not going to talk about the friend? She's not even saying my friend is a very private figure and she doesn't like attention, so we're going to protect her privacy. No, she immediately like, we should protect her privacy. We're not going to say who it is. Like, oh my goodness, what is going? I think this is right here. This is the key to it, because now we have been given a few names tossed around, but not something significant, like Marcus, Misha, Violet, but none of them have confirmed that they were the ones who set up Meghan and Harry. Absolutely none of them. Till this day, we still don't know. And it's not like the couple's shy about sharing personal details or what makes this moment so special that's off limit. There is a hidden key right here that needs to be solved, because I truly believe this is the key to figuring out who Meghan Markle really is. Because once you lie about something as small as this, it's because you don't want people to find out. So here's what we know. They've described their meeting as a blind setup by an elusive mutual friend. That's it. But that's where the details stop. No information about when, where, and how this date took place. Just that it's a setup. For a couple who has been open about so much, this lack of detail feels strange, and it doesn't have to be, but they make it feel strange. I mean, most celebrity couples love sharing cute anecdotes about how they first met. Why is this moment shrouded in mystery? Why? And then there's inconsistencies as well. In their Netflix docuseries, they claim they actually met on Instagram first, when Harry saw a photo of Meghan with a dog filter. So which is it? A blind date, a setup, or Instagram DM? The story doesn't quite add up or make sense whatsoever. Now let's talk about the engagement interview again. The interview asked them if they had met each other's family. And Meghan's response, she immediately pivoted to talking about meeting Harry's family. She didn't even mention Harry meeting her family yet until the interviewer circled back. And even then, her answer was like, let's just say as minimal as possible. She finally admitted that Harry didn't meet her mom, Doria, but only spoke to her dad over the phone. That's right. They're engaged, they're sitting down for a worldwide interview, and Harry still hasn't met Meghan's father in person. Isn't that a little bit odd as well? It's one of those things that just doesn't sit right. Was this Meghan's one of her very first PR moves of avoiding her dad to divulge Meghan's true identity? I think so. But let's zoom out for a second. Let's look at this from PR perspective. It's clear that she was trying to control the narrative from the start by keeping certain details very vague, like a mutual friend. That one always gets me, a mutual friend. Or Harry's lack of connection to Meghan's family. It was not normal from the start. Since they were excited to be together. When you're excited to be with someone, you're practically, you're showing them off. You're excited to be next to this person, especially to your parents, to the closest people around you. It was like Meghan was controlling Harry from the start, and he didn't even know it. And she was already giving him the version of the story she wanted him to believe. And then once they sat down for interviews, it's like, this is what I want everyone to believe. And don't ask any more questions. But the problem is, when you leave gaps in the story, people will fill them in, and not always the way you like them to. So she left this huge gap of the mutual friend, and that always left me thinking, who introduced them? That is definitely the key to knowing who she is. Because let's not forget about the timeline debate either. There's been speculation about when they truly started dating versus when they publicly claimed to have met. Some sources suggest that their relationship might have started earlier than they let on. When you add all this up together, the vague mutual friend, the blind date, no details, dodging family questions, it all starts to feel like there's more to the story than she lets on. So here's my question to you guys. What is she hiding? After all this time, you have to admit it is bizarre that we still don't know how one of the most famous couples in the world actually met. Who introduced them? Is it just a case of privacy? I don't think so. Or is it something deeper going on? That's what I think. Something deeper is going on, because the more I dig, the creepier it gets on Meghan Markle. And we're only seeing the version she wants us to see. And honestly, she has succeeded in that part, because we don't know who that mutual friend is, and we might never know. But if that mutual friend ever comes out of the woodwork, that's going to expose her. What do you think? If you have any theories, drop them down in the comments below, because honestly, the more I dig into it, the weirder it gets. All right, that is all for today. Thank you very much for watching, and don't forget to subscribe before you leave, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.